وصحبه أجمعين. وعن ابن عمر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أعطوا الأجير أجره قبل أن يجف عرقه. So Ibn Umar radiallahu anhu reports the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, when you hire a person, then give him his payment, his fees, before his sweat even dries off. Meaning, you shouldn't delay paying the wages for the workers. And this is the khuluq, subhanallah, of Islam. You do not procrastinate, you do not delay it. Whatever is due, you give it to them before even, as soon as the work is done, even before the sweat dries off, you have to fulfill their payments. Imam Ibn Hajar rahimahullah cited this hadith under the chapter of hiring. These are the akhlaq of hiring people and what is allowed and what is not allowed. قال وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال الله عز وجل ثلاثة أنا خصمهم يوم القيامة ثلاثة أنا خصمهم يوم القيامة رجل أعطى بي ثم غدر ورجل باع حرا فأكل ثمنه ورجل استأجر أجيرا فاستوفى منه ولم يعطه أجره. Subhanallah. So Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu reports the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said that Allah Azza wa Jal has said, 3 people, I will be their enemy on the day of judgment. Nas'alullah al-afwa wal-afiyah. The first one, the one who gives an agreement or a trust or a treaty, any agreement between 2 people, then he violates it, then he betrays that agreement. So al-ghadr is not, betrayal is not a khuluq of Muslim, even with enemies. So when you have an agreement, even with an enemy, you should fulfill it. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In my name. A'tabi in my name. He gives it in my name. Jazakallahu khairan. And then a person who sells a free person as a slave. In the olden days, you take a child, you claim an orphan or something, you claim that he's a slave, and you sell him, then you took someone's freedom, basically. That's also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be an enemy for that person. And the last one, which is relevant to this chapter, pertinent to what we're talking about, a person who hires a worker to work for him, and then he gets his work completed, and then he does not pay him his wages, his payments. So that person will be prepared to have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as your adversary in the day of judgment. You see how serious that is. طيب قال وعن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن أحق ما أخذتم عليه أجرا كتاب الله إن أحق ما أخذتم عليه أجرا كتاب الله. This is a long story actually. So some of the companions were traveling and they stopped by some Bedouins, some Arabs, and they asked them to host them, and those people refused. So then the Sayyid, those people, the master or the leader of those people, was bitten by an insect and he was almost about to die. And nothing worked for him. So those people asked, well, ask these people, these Muslims, maybe someone can do ruqya for him. So one of the companions volunteered and he did ruqya on him with a condition that now they refused to host him, right? He said, you have to give us some sheep. So they agreed with the whole herd of sheep, actually. So, and what was the ruqya he read on him?
Al-Fatiha.
He read Al-Fatiha. So now the companion said, you're not taking the sheep because how could you take money for reciting the Quran, right? So they went to the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, and the Prophet laughed and he said, how did you know that it was a ruqya even? So, and he said, take it, قال وَضْرِبُوا لِي مِنْهَا بِسَهْمٍ. So he said, and give me even my share of it. Yani. So, and he said, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that the most deserving act that you take payments for is the Kitab of Allah. Meaning, for ruqya or teaching, it is allowable yani, to hire someone to do that for you and pay him for that. Allah. And the last hadith, so we can finish the chapter today. قال وعن أبي سعيد أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من استأجر أجيرا فليسلم له أجرته. Whoever hires a person, يعني should fulfill his payments, his wages to him. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله والحمد لله رب العالمين.
What is the name of the chapter in Arabic?
الإجارة والمزارعة.
It's interesting that the Sahaba understood, or some of them understood, that